Hey friends, thanks for tuning in to my channel. My name's Harry and welcome. So what I've got here for you today is I've got it's an archive video I made a few winters ago and never wound up publishing it and kind of forgot about it until last week when I got a message from a colleague that had a very similar truck and couldn't get it going, and I wound up remembering, gave him some advice on what to do, and wound up remembering that I had a video that should have covered what I was telling him, so I went back and found it, and I want to publish it here now on my channel. Just hopefully it'll be helpful to some people. What it is a '99 Ford F350 7.3 liter diesel, very popular truck, very desirable truck, and it's very good trucks, real reliable, and that's why what made them so desirable, even still to this day. So what I can say about this video is, and what I can say about these trucks, when I made the video, I didn't do a lot of narrating, just talked about what I was doing. But I want to just give a quick intro to it. These trucks, probably more than any truck that I can think of, they had some sensitivity to the battery connections. I know I've run into it more than one time, that if the connections weren't clean on these trucks, or if there's any kind of just faultiness to the connection at the battery, these trucks could do some weird things, and crank okay a lot of times and just never start, and wind up tracing that back to bad connections at the battery. These are the old post style connections, so they just they work good, but they need to be clean. And on this truck in this video, this truck got towed from a customer's house to a shop, and then the shop couldn't get it going, or maybe they just didn't want to mess with it. I don't remember the details now. They wound up calling me in, and this is what I came up with. A lot of times there'll be some weird symptoms on these trucks, like buzzing through the speakers, like it won't crank or it won't start, but there'll be just some weird noises. Sometimes the gauges will sweep backwards or just flutter and flicker, and just kind of weird things going on. And it may not always be obvious. See, that's the thing that I found on these trucks. And you'll see in this video, you'll see the battery connections, and they won't really appear to be that bad looking. At a glance, they look fine. There's no green fuzz on them. There's no white corrosion piled up that you'd expect to see on a dirty battery connection. But that wound up, and it's very obvious in the video. So that's the purpose of the video, just to say, hey, don't skip the obvious, especially on these trucks. If you have a no start, or a crank fine but no start, or in this particular case, this one didn't even crank. But I think what was throwing off a lot of people was, or the people that, the owner and then the other shop, it was doing all this weird stuff, which when you work on these every day is typical low voltage problem. But when you're not, you're thinking, oh, it's all that buzzing and everything's acting weird, or it must be something major. Well, a lot of times it's not. A lot of times, and like in this case, in a lot of cases, it'll turn out to be just bad battery connections there at the battery. So you check out the video. If you like it, smash the thumbs up. And if you're interested in the content, want to see more like it, be sure and subscribe, okay? All right, grace and peace to you, friends. All right, got an F350 here, 7.3 liter, and the only thing I've been pounding around on this truck a little bit, checking some things, and the only thing I've touched is I've tightened the negative battery cables. Come in with the cables disconnected, so I set them on there. They were clean, so I just put them on there without cleaning them and tightened it. So you can see I've got a voltmeter here, so I'm recording this just as an example. Got my voltmeter here set on volts DC, and you can see here, just to show you, this thing won't start, and turn the ignition on it, it clicks, and that's it. It's just a bunch of noise inside. So if you check it here, you see I've got that one set on the terminal. This one's going right to the post. You can see it's 12.3. If I check the other side, right on the post. 12.4. Okay, but if you notice, if I take the probe here and I move it to the trying to get that so you can see it. When I move it, okay, there it's on the right on the terminal of the battery, and here it's on the right on the post, I mean, and here it's on the cable terminal. See, I got a drop. See that? So I got 12.47. I'm hoping maybe I should show that a little better. 12.47 there at the post. Move it right over to the terminal. I got 10 volts, 10.3. So I've got a over 2 volt voltage drop between the post and the cable. On this side, same thing, 12.3. I'll move it to the terminal, and look, I got 10.5. I got a 2 volt drop right there. So check this out. That's with no load. That's with the vehicle just key on, key off. So I'm going to turn the key on. See what happens here. Turn the key on. I don't know if you can hear that. We got gauges shuddering and clicking, and come out here and check it now. And so look at that. We got no drop there, but on this side, look, now it's at 9 volts. So that's all the computer's getting is 9.2 volts. This side over here, we got 12.2 on the battery post, and look, 9.4 volts. So the first place to start on this is to clean these connections, take the cables off, clean them, see what we got. Okay, so I got these off, and you can see that they are right nasty, all corroded in there. And this one here, same thing. So I'm going to clean them, reconnect them. Alright, so got the connections nice and clean, got a little connection enhancing anti-corrosion spray. Get another tool for that. Let's set this camera down, tighten this up, and check the voltage. Alright, got that tight on there. So let's see, hook up our ground right there. And voltage here is at the post, it's 12.4. At the terminal, it's 12.4, same thing. Post, 12.46. 12.4, 12.45. So over here, this battery on the post, we got 12.45. On the cable, 12.45. So there's no drop. That's without a load. So let's turn the key on, put a load on it. Okay, gauges are normal, fuel pump's on, I hear that, no clicking. We'll just check for kicks. I don't know if there's a load on it. Glow plugs are on, fuel pump's on. Got 11.5 and 11.5 or 11.6, so whatever, it's mirroring it. So you can see there's no drop between the cable and the post now. So theoretically, if these batteries have enough voltage, this should start. 11.7. It may not start. This is kind of low. Well, let's try it. Now we'll just have to charge the battery up. All right, there it is. Looks good. No lights. Looks to be charging. Let's check our voltage out here. Thanks.